friends, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a book haul for you guys. It's not a super big one, and this one has been pretty cumulative. This is all the books that I have bought either since my very last book haul, which I think was Christmas or around Christmas, through now. So this is all of 2022's purchased books. Some of them I have already read, naturally. Actually, I think only one of them. But I wanted to share them with you guys and tell you where I got them, because I've changed where I get a lot of my books. So let's talk about that first. I put myself on a book buying ban for 2022 outside of Book of the Month, which a lot of these are Book of the Month. However, I ended up getting some gift cards that I spent. So I basically am trying to spend none of my own money on new books, but I will buy used books. So some of these I have got off Pango Books. If you follow Mel Reads and Olivia Reads a Latte, they both have talked about Pango Books. So yeah, they are a really great place that you can post your books that you want to unhaul and get some money back for them. I've sold, I think, like 10 books on there already, and I still have some listed. So if you guys are looking for some new books and you don't want to spend a ton of money on there, you can check out my store. None of my books are over $10, so feel free to check those out. So let's talk everything I've got from Pango Books first. My first order from them was like right at the beginning of 2022, and I ended up ordering 5 Geronimo Stilton books. If you don't know, I collect these kids' books. I've had them forever, and I'm trying to get them all, but there's almost 100, or maybe over 100 if you count the spin-offs, of these books. I have a big chunk of them. However, they're hard to find with the particular covers that I collect. So going on used book sites, half-price books, that kind of stuff, makes it easier for me to find them. And these ones in particular, in the pictures, were definitely in better shape than what I received. So just make sure that if you do get a book that is not as pictured, that you leave a review and let Pango support know, because they will take care of that for you. They were really responsive with me and said that they would like put the seller on notice, kind of saying like, this is your warning that you've been reported for not selling books in the condition that you marked them. I recently just did another order, and I got 4 books from 4 different sellers, I think. One being one that I have not been able to find and has been out of stock everywhere, and that is This Coven Won't Break. This is the second book in the These Witches Don't Burn series, and it's a series that I reread the first book a little bit ago and wasn't quite sure if I wanted to continue on the series, but then I found this book and it was only $6, I think, and normally it would have been $17.99. So obviously that's a pretty big savings, and it's a book that I've been looking for. So I'm gonna read this one, and the third one was supposed to come out already, but I think COVID and everything pushed it back. So we're gonna read this and see if I like the series. And the beautiful part about this is if I want to unhaul this, I can resell it. Then I think I mentioned too at the beginning of the year, I'm only buying sequels right now. I'm not looking to start any new series. So I got 2 books that I had been waiting to get, and that's Well Played and Well Matched by Jen DeLuca. These are in the Well Met series. So these take place at the Renaissance Fair from the first book. I'm not really sure who's in these. Let's see. Stacy is one of the girls who was in the Ren Fair, and then April is the mom she's the mom of the one girl in Well Met and the sister of our main heroine. So these are just kind of companion novels to the first one. Very much like Fix Her Up and stuff. You don't necessarily need to read one to understand the other, but it does help. And the last one I got was Act Your Age, Eve Brown, which is awesome because this book I have been waiting for. And again, this is normally $15.99. I think I got it for $8, so a little more expensive, but this is also a newer book. This follows the last Brown sister, Eve, as she's the one who her parents keep like giving her money for all these businesses she wants to start. And they finally said, we're not giving you any more money. You need to figure out what you're doing with your life, or, you know, you're on your own. So this follows her meeting a guy and figuring out what she wants to do with the rest of her life. Now let's go through my book of the month choices. This past month, I was kind of on the fence about what to choose or if I wanted to skip, but I ended up picking the historical fiction, and that is The Good Left Undone. I don't know what this is about at all, really. I just read the quick synopsis, and I know it's an Italian family, and it takes place during World War II, and I don't know if it's them helping people who are fleeing from Britain and coming into different countries or what, but we're gonna give it a shot and see if it's any good. Then, I think this was actually my first pick of 2022, I think. Even though it wasn't that month's pick, I got Not a Happy Family by Sherry Lapita. This was recommended by Olivia Reads a Latte. She read it and thought it was pretty good. It's a domestic thriller, and I don't have too many domestic thrillers, so I really want to try and expand what genres I have, so I got this one, and hopefully it is good. Again, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I'm trying to go into books with lower expectations now, so that all of these hyped books or books I've heard about aren't ruined for me if I don't love them. Then I decided to do some add-ons for one of my months. I ended up picking, as my main pick, The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. I loved the guest list, and this seems kind of like a similar setup, where there is a cast of characters. We get each of their point of views, but they are neighbors in this apartment building in Paris, which sounds super fun and like a really interesting dynamic, because how well do you really know your neighbors? And I know people are really into like only murderers in the building right now, so I think this will be really interesting to read, and just I hope follows up Lucy Foley's writing that I liked in the guest list. But with that one, I also chose two books that were on my TBR list. I picked Daisy Jones and the Six because I finished reading Malibu Rising, and I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. I love their writing, and I wanted to get this one because this is the last one in that kind of historical fiction series that I haven't gotten yet. And I don't know that there's any characters that appear in this one as like that showed up in other books. I'll have to look that up. But if there is, that's really cool. So we're gonna give this a read because everyone says it's amazing, and I know it's kind of based off Fleetwood Mac, and I really like Stevie Nicks. And the last one I picked out from Book of the Month was People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I really liked Beach Read, and it seems like people are either really in love with this book and hate Beach Read, or love Beach Read but hate this book. So I want to at least give it a shot and see if it's any good, and if it is, maybe look into some of her other writing. If she has any, I'm not sure. But this is two best friends that have had some sort of falling out, and they're going on a trip together and kind of trying to reestablish their friendship. So I think it could be a really good read and at least be entertaining. So lastly, let's talk comics and graphic novels. I got 3 comics from my local bookshop. One of them is Superman, Wonder Woman, The New 52. This is Power Couple. I don't know anything about this series, but I just loved the cover and thought I needed it in my life. And then this is the second volume, which is War and Peace. Again, I know nothing about this, but this character here I think is in the Wonder Woman New 52, which I have some of. So I'm gonna see if this, it kind of seems like the costume, like Wonder Woman's costume, matches the one from her New 52. So I'm hoping that there's some crossover there. So I'm already connected with some of those characters. And then I got another new one in a new series. I mean, it's not necessarily a new series, but it is to me. The new Harley Quinn. This is volume 1, Harley versus Apocalypse. So we're going to give this one a go. I love Harley Quinn, as we know. So I have that. And then the last set of books are from Barnes & Noble. One of them being, actually two of them being a graphic novel. I got Figment, which if you don't know who Figment is, you need to go to Disney World and ride Journey into Imagination. He's this little guy here. This is a family favorite ride, and this is a whole comic book about him that Disney did when they acquired Marvel. So it has some of the original characters from the original iteration of the ride, and I'm interested to see what this is about because I hadn't heard of it. I just kind of found it, and I'm excited to read it. And the last graphic novel is Heartstopper Volume 4. I've already read this and talked about it, but, you know, we're following Charlie and Nick as they go through their struggles in their relationship, and it's adorable and fluffy and amazing as the other three, and I can't wait for Volume 5. And the last book is one in a series that I already started. This is I think it's called like the Ever After series or something, by Melissa Mayer, and it is Scarlet. So this is Little Red Riding Hood. Again, I don't know what it's about, but I know that Cinder's in it. She's the mechanic. Oh, it's the Lunar Chronicles. That's the name. So this is the second installment, and Scarlet's a wanted fugitive. She encounters Wolf, a street fighter who may have information about her grandmother's whereabouts. And yeah, so they interact with Cinder, and they kind of get involved in this whole conspiracy that we learned about in the first book. So that is it for my book haul. It's not an exorbitant amount of books like I normally have in a book haul, but it is quite a few, and all of them were purchased through means other than Amazon, which is awesome. And buying used books is good for the environment. So that is it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know down below. Let me know what you're reading, and I will see you guys in the next one.